Hello students, on last turn I told you something about the intrinsic semiconductors. We saw that intrinsic semiconductors are the conductors which are pure in their form, means no impurity is added to them. The conductivity of intrinsic semiconductor is not so much high. This conductivity can be increased if we add some impurity in these semiconductors. When some impurity is added in these conductors, this process is known as the doping. Doping means addition of very small amount of some foreign material or foreign substance in the semiconductor to increase its conductivity. You can say that very less amount of the foreign element, that is extremely low concentration of foreign element, that is known as the dopant, that is 1 atom per 10 raised to power 9 atoms. Just imagine, we have to add only 1 atom of foreign element into the 10 raised to power 9 atoms of the semiconductor to increase its conductivity. The atoms, foreign atoms, are either they may be having the more electrons than the 4 electrons in their outermost orbit, or they may have less electrons, that is 3 electrons in their valence shell than the parent atom. Pure silicon and germanium can be made better conductor by doping. You know that silicon and germanium are the semiconductors at the room temperature, and they are the elements of group 14. What we have to do? Some arsenic atoms, that is arsenic is of 15th group of the periodic table, it is having 5 valence electrons. When some arsenic atoms with 5 valence electrons are added to the germanium, what happens? Only 4 out of 5 arsenic electrons. We know that there are 5 electrons in the valence shell of the arsenic. Out of these 5 valence electrons, only 4 arsenic electrons are required to form bonds with 4 electrons of the germanium. Means 4 covalent bonds are formed. The 5th electron in the arsenic atom, which is not bonded, what happens to this electron? At low temperature, the 5th electron is localized on the arsenic atom. Means it is not movable, it is just localized. However, at normal temperature, means at room temperature, some of these 5th electrons on arsenic are excited into the conduction band, where they act as charge carriers. So what are the charge carriers here? Here the charge carriers are the valence electrons of arsenic, which has been added into the germanium. So here, since this charge carrier is an electron having the negative charge, so this type of semiconductor is termed as the N type of extrinsic semiconductor, and this conduction is known as the extrinsic conduction. These electrons are responsible for the higher conductivity of the germanium. So what we have done here? We have doped this germanium with the element of 15th group element, and the extra electron of this 15th group element is responsible for the conduction in this semiconductor. Since this electron is having the negative charge, so this type of extrinsic semiconductor is termed as the N type of semiconductor. If the donor arsenic atoms are far apart from one another, their electrons are localized and the donor band will be narrow. Means the band which is used for donating the electrons is very narrow, which can be shown by the figure. This is the figure which is showing the position of the valence band and the conduction band. This is the valence band. This is the valence band. And here the donor band is very narrow. It is narrow. And above this, there is a conduction band. So this is, you can say, conduction band. This is the donor band, dB, you can say. Electrons are filled in this. So what you see from the figure? From the figure, we see that the field dopant band lies near the conduction band. The conduction band is empty. The figure is very much clear. At the lowest level, we are having the valence band. At the upper energy level, we are having the donor band. Above this donor band, there is a conduction band. So what happens? The electrons from the donor band jumps into the conduction band as the temperature is slightly increased. And these electrons going in the conduction band are responsible for the higher conductivity of the semiconductor. Alternatively, we can see that the empty conduction band of the lattice, that is in the conduction band, a crystal of pure silicon or germanium, when it is doped with an atom which has 3 electrons. 3 electrons means the element of the 13 group element, such as gallium or indium. Each gallium atom forms 3 covalent bonds with each silicon atom. Each silicon atom is having 4 electrons and each gallium atom is having 3 electrons. So what happens? These 3 electrons of the gallium atom form 3 covalent bond with the germanium atom. And now one bond is incomplete because it is having only 1 electron, that is the electron of the germanium atom. And the site which is remained empty or incomplete is now termed as the positive hole. This positive hole is created due to the absence of the electron. Here, the dopant atom forms a very narrow empty acceptor band. Here dopant, just I am restating it, that now the acceptor band is empty because it is from the element of group 13, that is having only 13 electrons, which can be shown by this figure. Here it is the valence band. Valence band. And just above the valence band, it is acceptor band. Okay? And above it is the conduction band. Now in this, because here the acceptor band is empty due to the insufficient electrons in the dopant atom. So what happens? The electron will go from valence band into this acceptor band, creating a hole in the valence band that lies above the full silicon valence band. This happens at very low temperature. Now, when the temperature is increased, as I have just told you, there is a migration of electron from the valence band into the acceptor band and just creating the hole in the valence band. What happens? Now, as the electron goes from this valence band into the acceptor band, creating a hole, again, this hole is filled by the nearby electron, creating a new hole. And this process is going on. You can just say that since the electrons are moving, suppose in right hand direction, then holes will be created in the left hand direction, because when each electron goes into the new site, will create a hole at its back. Okay, so here the conductivity, you can say it is due to the creation of the holes or movement of the holes, and holes means the positive charge, absence of the electrons. Since these holes are having the positive charge, so this type of semiconductor you can term or you can tell as the P type of the semiconductors. So what are the P type of the semiconductors? P type of the semiconductors are in which the dopant is an element of group 13 element, which is having one electron less than the semiconductor, that is germanium. And due to this, the charge carriers are here, the positive holes, and these positive holes are responsible for the conduction. So this type of conductors or extrinsic semiconductors are called extrinsic P type of the semiconductors. The combination of N and P type of semiconductors, which is known as the NP junction, is useful in the manufacturing of transistors. This device can conduct electric current more easily in one particular direction than in reverse direction, and thus can be used as a rectifier for changing AC into DC. AC means alternating current into direct current. The device is shown as, we can show this device like this. That is the combination of the PN junctions. Here, these are the negative charges, means electrons. These are the positive charges, that is the holes, you can say. Okay, so this is N type of semiconductor, this is P type of the semiconductors. When these PN junctions are joined with a external voltage, here it is negative electrode, here it is positive electrodes. So the material on left hand side is N type of semiconductor, which is obtained by germanium with arsenic. The material on right hand side is a P type, obtained by doping germanium with the indium. When an external voltage is applied as shown in the figure, it causes the N current from left to right, that is from left to right. and motion of the positive holes, that is P current, from right to left. Here, this is current is readily conducted if direction of voltage, so means here this increases the current, that is the current is flowing from N to P type. Now if what I do, again I take the NP junction, and these are the electrons, these are the positive holes. So this is N type of semiconductor, this is P type of semiconductor. Now what I do, I join this NP junction with an external cell with the opposite sign, that is N is connected with the positive terminal and P is connected with the negative terminal. Now what happens here? Here the direction of the current is opposite, that is electrons are moving here and holes are moving in opposite direction. So due to this, the both current cancel each other and net current conduction becomes zero, that is conduction is stopped. Thus the NP junction permits the current from an outside source to flow in one direction only. So now we can say that when N and P type of semiconductors are joined with each other and they are then connected with the external source of the current in two ways. One, that is positive and negative terminals are on the respective side, and next time on the opposite sides. In one case the current is enhances and in second case the current stops. That's why this is the principle of rectifying the current in the NP transition. So this completes your the semiconductors, intrinsic semiconductors and the extrinsic semiconductors and the PN junctions. Thank you.